This is the Mosh Pit Backstage podcast for punk, metal, and rock interviews and segments.
Listening to the Mosh Pit on SYN. I'm Alan and I'm joined in the studio by Kit and Harry from Pilots, a four-piece indie rock band from Byron Bay that have a new single, Call Me Out, and are currently touring nationally. Welcome to the show. How are you guys?
Good. Hello. Very good.
Very good.
Really, feeling fresh.
Really very good.
Nice. So first things first, tell us about the single, Call Me Out, the story behind it and how it came about.
Call Me Out had an interesting story. We kind of started off as a song I was just working on by myself, and it was never really going to be a band song. I was just going to keep it hidden away for my own pleasure, really.
Until he played it to us, and we said, no, that's going to be a band song now.
Yeah. And then it went away again, and then we were in the studio with our producer last year, and he heard it in the middle. It wasn't even going to get recorded. And then he heard it, and he was like, no, we're going to do this. And we took another song off the list that we were going to record, and it kind of happened really quickly.
Yeah, it's a really natural process of getting it together. It was pretty much polished and finished.
Yeah, natural song.
Nice. So how's your start to 2017 been so far, and how are you expecting the rest of the year to pan out?
Big, busy, long.
I feel rushed.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's going so quickly since Christmas. Christmas slowed us down a bit, and then we went straight on tour with Amity Affliction, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And that was over about 2 weeks, and then
straight into these shows.
Then straight into this Call Me Out tour. So, and in between all that, we've been trying to finish all these songs for some up and coming recording that's happening in March. So it's been very busy trying to juggle work and writing and touring and stuff. But we're already into February, so it's racing. The year is getting away on us already.
Time's running out.
So you have been on tour with the Amity Affliction in January and are currently touring to promote a new single. What's life like on the road compared to being at home writing and recording?
Expensive? No, it's really fun. It's really good. We've toured quite a bit together. We've kind of worked out our flow of how it all works, how we all sort of work and our dynamic. We're pretty good at what we're doing, I guess.
It's like being on school camp the whole time.
That sounds like fun.
And the headmaster is our manager, Naz, and he helps us do things. And we go around and get lunches together, but cheap ones.
Nice.
That's pretty much like what it is.
Cool. So your single, Call Me Out, has had widespread success internationally, partly due to the help of today's music streaming services. How do you feel modern music streaming services have changed the music industry, especially for young bands like yourselves?
Oh, I think it's easily given a platform for artists to just pretty much release music, put it out, and you're immediately exposed to an international audience. You skip every channel in between. You can literally go straight from the computer to someone on the other side of the world. For us, it's kind of cool because we're seeing the data side of things. You kind of really see where your music ends up, which is cool. And it's in some surprising places in America, like weird places in America that you wouldn't think it would happen. Yeah, it kind of means that you skip the whole process in between of having to deal with it. Like a medium party, like, what am I thinking, like a label or something. You can pretty much just showcase your sound, put it on, there's so many different streaming sites, and instantly you're exposed.
Internationally.
Yeah.
It puts you on a crazier scale. Instantly, people start hearing you, and it can create its own kind of chain reactions. And all of a sudden, you've got, tens or hundreds of thousands of plays in another country where you would never really had that opportunity.
It's also giving smaller artists a chance to sort of monetize things as well. You can, if you're independent, you can still collect, most of the money that's coming in from streaming, your share of the from the advertising revenue. So it kind of cuts out that middleman, I guess.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So I have to ask you about your first EP. It was engineered by Nick.
Didier.
Didier.
That's a
Nick
difficult
Didier.
name to say. Who has worked with Powderfinger, Pearl Jam and Carnival. So how was it working with him, and have you been influenced by any of those bands?
Yes, I'd say we have. Individually, yes. Maybe as a band, we wouldn't put it down as... I wouldn't put Carnival as a band influence. Or
There's so many bands though. I mean, like Train, Drops of Jupiter.
The Offspring,
Banger.
Gaslight Anthem. He's
Yeah.
done a million things.
Yeah.
He lives in Byron Bay,
Oh, okay.
and we just reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to do it? We're young. We didn't really know what we're doing," and he agreed. And we came up with some songs. They're pretty rough. It's an EP. You know, it kind of shows where we were at that stage, and we've developed a lot since then. But I won't go too far into it, but we've been keeping in contact with him for sure.
That's really cool. And lastly, I was just wondering what the music scene's like in Byron Bay, like what it's like to be a rock band in Byron Bay.
Thriving.
That's
Absolutely
cool.
thriving.
Yeah, there's heaps of bands. It's for a small town. It's got like 3 massive venues. It gives it's emerging bands the opportunity to play to big crowds on a big stage, and it's awesome. We're all just kind of mates, and
Yeah, there's a really tight sort of scene. There's a lot of different versions of rock going on, I find that. There's also, maybe not so much anymore, but there's a pretty strong punk and hardcore influence. I don't know, everything's kind of getting
lots
around.
of reggae bands.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's a really good, thriving little creative community.
Yeah, for the size it is, it's pretty cool. And there's and also it's a kind of a spot on the touring circuit for Australia, so we get to see heaps of great big bands. We would usually have to be in the city, so you get the best of both worlds, like a small town, but you get the opportunity to see big bands, and also like Blues Fest and Spring in the
we've got
Grass and
Falls Fest. Exactly.
Yeah, we're very lucky, very spoiled for choice.
Does Byron Bay have the lockout laws?
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
What
it's
am I
the same in
talking about?
Sydney.
Yeah, because it's like further north, obviously.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
it's
the same
1
as in
o'clock.
Sydney?
But I
Yeah.
don't think it's really affected much. I mean, in Sydney, in a place like Sydney, you'd want to stay out and you could maybe catch 3 or 4 gigs in a night if you planned it well.
Yeah.
In Byron, you're going to go to one show, you're going to see 3 really good bands, and you're going to go home.
And the band finishes at 12 anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying if you want to go into clubs for ages, but it's not as bad. Like it hasn't affected it like Sydney. Like Sydney's, you want to go out. When you're in Sydney, you just tend to go out later. I think it's just the city vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say that it definitely hasn't affected it at all.
No. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's
Thanks
been
for having
great
us.
to have you. That was Kit and Harry from Pilots. They have a new single out called Call Me Out and are on tour performing tonight at the Workers Club in Fitzroy, which is an 18+ event. Now we're going to play their single Call Me Out. You're listening to SYN 90.7 FM.
Thanks for listening to the Mosh Pit Backstage podcast. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and Omni. To find out more about the show, go to www.syn.org.au/moshpit. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/moshpitonSyn and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at moshpitsyn. The regular Mosh Pit radio show broadcasts punk, rock and metal tunes and interviews every Thursday nights on SYN 90.7 on FM and digital radios. Listeners outside of Melbourne, Australia can stream SYN 9.7 online at www.syn.org.au. Thanks to Vintage Ruin for the music.
Hi, this is Tommaso from Flash Gun Apocalypse.
Hi, I'm Enid from Girls School.
I am Phoebe Pinnock from Heavenly Axe.
Hey, this is Gary Oldmead of the Misfits.
Hey, this is Kat Sproul from Horizon's Edge, and you're listening to The Mosh Pit on SYN FM.
Hi, this is Einar from Leopard.
Hi, I'm Virginia Lilly from the band Lily.
This is Raul from 1349.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ali from Zebrahead.
Hey, everybody, this is Charlie Benante with Anthrax, and you are listening to The Mosh Pit on SYN.